this man is one of the hardest working DJs, and luckily this dude is on the road all year round with one of the greatest to ever take the mic. This guy who's with this DJ, when he takes the mic, he doesn't rap, but he gives you the greatest routines that you could ever want. His name is Dave Chappelle, and his personal DJ Trauma, right here tonight.
Yeah, what's
There we
up? What's
go.
up?
There
Sure,
we
well,
go.
Shaheem was goody.
What's up, my brother?
It's good,
Man,
man.
I was enjoying
All right.
skill set. He
Nah,
played a couple of things that I had to be
Oh man.
like, okay, let me Shazam that real quick.
hell yeah, man. Trauma, when you
Exactly.
was coming up, when you was a young guy, man, who was some of the DJs that you looked up to?
Definitely Red Alert. Definitely Kid Capri when it came to rocking parties. Who else? There was a guy in Atlanta called Kemet. He used to do all the house, and he was cold, and his
Oh, yeah.
blends and his
Kimmich.
and he's just like he's an all around. He could play any type of set and just smash it. And he was very smooth, and so like whereas a Kid Capri would like talk and drop records, he was very smooth. So I learned from both of them, from both those. Those were my two like party influences, and then like my boy DJ Mars, even though we were like the same age, he was a little bit more advanced skill wise. So he definitely taught me a lot. There's so many DJs, but I'm one of those. I was one of those cats who would just kind of like sit in the corner and just watch people.
Right.
The dope thing about you, man, much like Kid Capri, who, you know, we knew Kid Capri for years, man. He was one of the biggest mixtape DJs in the street. He got on radio. He was putting out albums, and then he got on to this classic thing called Def Comedy Jam, man, where he turned into the superstar rock star DJ, and he was just going around, man. And with you, man, you kind of got the same thing going, you know. The comedy, you know, Dave Chappelle with everything that he does, he's such a big star, man. When you go to his shows, it's not like going to a regular comedy show. It's like going to one of these big Jay-Z and Beyonce concerts, man. Like the last
Concert.
time
Yeah.
the last time I was with you, me and Ramon, we was out in South Africa in a football stadium. Oh my, I'm talking about pardon me, I'm being disrespectful. It wasn't a football stadium, it was a soccer stadium. Pardon me. 100,000 people plus.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Tearing it down, man. How has this journey, man, with Dave getting it, you know, God bless Dave that he's back and he's better than ever. And he's so active now, man. We went through a little time period where Dave was just chilling with the fam, and he's back with a vengeance. He's putting out nothing but classics, and he's always on that road. How's this journey been with him, man?
Oh man, listen, it is 100% the greatest job I've ever had, hands
Oh,
down.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, and just Dave as a person is just generous. You know, he's easy to work with. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's open to my ideas when with music and songs, and he has so many great ideas. I've learned so much about music just from him. You know, the stuff that he just plays on an off time, and he knows so much music. So it's been great. Like, and it's weird to be in a position where you're making history as you're doing it. Like, for a fact that you're making history. Like when we did those Radio City, shows, the first ones and the next ones with the music, you're creating history. When he's filming these specials and I'm there, I know, like when Sticks and Stones was being filmed, we knew that this was gonna be like, that's gonna be his like marquee. That's gonna be his like Eddie Murphy, Raw. Like that's gonna be the one that people will just like, yeah.
And
you knew it.
The thing about Dave, man, is that he's not just one of the greats. Like when you listen to him, this man is so he's just a brilliant guy. Like his specials are brilliant.
He's real. He keeps it real.
GOAT status,
100.
Man, and it's definitely like somebody who you don't come across this brilliance. Like it's not just DJing for a regular guy. Like this is like when we look back at 20 years from now, we're gonna be talking about this dude in even
Absolutely.
higher reverence. I mean, look how we talk about him now. He's already a legend.
Already. I
Yeah,
mean, it's funny because before I started DJing for him, I really knew very little about comedy, but I always hear people say he was great, and then to actually now understand why he's great. Like I always thought he was a great comedian, but like it goes beyond that. His ability to write fast. He's put out 4 specials, and we were about to film right before COVID hit, and he's about to put out another one in like 3 years. So it's just like his ability to write so fast and be off the
yeah.
cuff all the time and just it's genius. Like because now that I'm in the comedy world, I see like a lot of people. I mean, they're doing the same sets for years and years and years, where he every
Right.
year, every 8 months, 9 months, he has a whole new set.
No, Dave is, if we comparing it to hip hop, Dave is the Hove. He's the Hove of comedy. I think Eddie Murphy is the Rakim of comedy, where he actually changed it forever, like put it on such a grand stage, and showed that these comedians could be the actual top box office draw. Rakim, he changed the art of MCing, right? We had some great ones. We had Dougie, of course. We had Run.
Mm.
But then when Rakim came, it was just a shift. So I think Eddie is the Rakim of comedy, and Dave, how he puts these specials out so fast. You remember when Hove, he was putting out, when we was getting used to
The
Dynasty Rock
album,
La Familia, he dropped Blueprint on us a couple of weeks later. Well, not
facts,
exactly a couple of weeks, but you know, Hove was
facts,
coming every
Right
9 months. He was
facts.
coming every 9 months. He wasn't letting up, and
hmm
Dave is doing it, and it's such a pleasure, man. Watching these
Absolutely.
guys and just enjoying it. I got to ask you, how's everybody doing? We saw Dave came down with
Every,
COVID-19. How's he doing?
everybody's doing good. Everybody's in
Good.
good spirits. Everybody doesn't have severe symptoms. Our group chat is going crazy because everybody doesn't have anything else to do. So
Yeah.
everybody's in good spirits. So that's good.
That's dope, man. And it actually is not Bo King Woodbine, everybody. Forget what you done seen on the gram and Fox News. We don't
You didn't,
all look alike like they.
that was
That was
That
crazy.
was
crazy. That
crazy.
was crazy.
I thought somebody was like
Yeah,
spoofing me. And then when I saw it was real, I was just like, these guys right here, out of touch.
man, you guys are weird. But
Out of
prior to Dave getting sick, man, you guys were actually so active, giving us new
Yeah.
stuff during the whole pandemic. What was that time like when, most of the country, most of the world really couldn't move, but you guys were still giving us content?
Yeah. I have to say that all my DJ friends were jealous of me this whole summer. I mean, Dave decided to do outdoor shows in a cornfield. And when he first said it, we all were kind of like, that's ridiculous. And how are we going to keep people safe and all this stuff? And then he put it together. Like we were in the middle of a field, in the middle of nowhere, Ohio, where he lives, and we were doing these shows. And then the energy that of and appreciation of the people was just like infectious. Like people were coming from all over the world. There were some people who came from overseas just to come to see these shows because they knew it was going to be history. And he
Mhm.
brought all his comedian friends, everybody from, I mean, even David Letterman came.
Man,
David Letterman,
Wow.
we
uh,
saw
Kevin
Kanye,
Hart, Jon
Salib.
Stewart,
hmm
Ali Wong, Sarah Silverman. Like, I mean, everybody came. And so
hmm
it was just magic. And it was so many other things that we're doing, just being out in the country, the whole experience. I mean, we were kayaking. Just imagine like you see Chris Rock kayaking down a river. It's like 50 of us like rolling through Ohio on kayaks. Like it was like that whole experience, the summer camp was unreal.
It's
Unreal.
incredible, man. It's really dope that through this music, man, we get a chance to experience some stuff that I don't know about you, but I never got a chance to kayak before if it wasn't for hip hop, man. It's
True fact.
incredible.
True fact.
Uh,
I mean,
Break it.
I'm,
Oh,
I mean, it's always
real quick,
amazing.
Tron, real quick, not to cut you off. Breaking news: the whole Green Gang has just joined us. We got to give a shout out to DJ Green
Okay.
Lantern. He just raided our channel. He's coming
Oh,
up next, but the
Green
whole
Game.
Green Gang is
That's
here.
dope. That's my
Um,
guy.
Oh
Net
man.
Worth, we got to give you a shout out. This switch Twitch. Let me say that one more time. Sorry. This Twitch slaps.
What?
Gifted a sub. This is incredible. This is incredible night, man. Charm, I ain't want to cut you off, but you know when
Nah,
the
it's all
Green
good.
Gang come,
It's
I
all
had to
good.
shout the Green Gang out. Yeah,
Yeah.
Green.
Big shout out to Green Lantern, the whole crew.
Yeah.
No doubt.
But yeah, no, it's crazy like what we did this summer, and he was keeping everybody safe at the same time, like testing everybody like several times a week, making sure he tests the audience. Like it was an amazing what Dave did this summer, just giving people so many people needed that hope, needed that upliftment, needed that ability to just see other people. So it was
Yeah.
amazing. It was
Mhm.
definitely
Let me
amazing.
ask both of y'all, man, because
Yeah.
Will, you was doing this way back. You know
For
what
a
I'm
long
saying?
time.
You was pioneering this, but what is it like just to bring our culture, what we love and what we grew up on, and we take it as second nature because we grew up in hip hop, man. It wasn't like we discovered it. This is how we grew up. But what is it like when y'all take hip hop across the world and y'all are really responsible for repping it because y'all are playing the music or people hearing? What is that like?
I'm not
I
gonna lie.
think it's because. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead,
not gonna
Charles.
lie, I'm always surprised how much hip hop influences everything around the world. When I'm in South Africa and rocking, and they know everything that I'm playing, and they like, and also they have their own hip hop. You go there and learn their stuff, their hip hop, and you see how much hip hop has influenced them. And their rappers are coming out. Like we were in at Global Citizen, and Casanova came from out there, and like a lot of the cats from they didn't know who he was. I knew who he was because I DJ in Africa a lot. So he had the whole stadium go crazy,
Yes,
100,000 people,
yes.
like louder than anybody, like all the other acts, like when he came. So it's like hip hop is so influential all over the world. It's always amazing to me, and so I always love to rep
Mhm.
it.
And when we started, it's before everybody could see anything. So we were kind of doing it
Mm.
very early. We went to Africa in '89. So it was
Sheesh.
like no MTV. It was like people over there they didn't see the hip hop like we see it. So it was all
Mm.
brand new when we was doing it. We're bringing something they ain't never seen before. It's just
I had
lucky
to ask, what was that like?
it was just crazy, but it was just lucky, kind of in a sense, because it broadened us because we were over there with Stevie Wonder. Like everybody knows Stevie Wonder, no matter where you go. You know what I'm saying? So
God
we just happened to be
damn.
on that same stage with him back then. But for hip hop, it was brand new there. They ain't never seen nothing like. They never even seen turntables of like doing what we doing. It's like brand new for them. It was crazy. So it was just now it's like it's
God
own
It's
damn.
artists. We
definitely.
rocked with some of the artists from there that we never heard of before. It was an artist called Youssou N'Dour. We'd never ever heard of him before, and we rocked with him. You know, and he was like Michael Jackson. In Africa, it was
God
crazy.
damn.
Hmm.
Chill Will, of course, everybody watching this, Chill Will and Barry B, Dougie Fresh, DJ is part of the Good Fresh crew. You know what I'm saying?
Legends,
What the
legends.
hell was it like, Rocket? You guys, you can't just say Stevie Wonder, right,
Right.
Sean? Like he just
I know we all like what?
casually mentioned Stevie Wonder. Nah,
Stevie
Stevie
Wonder.
Wonder in the 80s is still at the height of his career, probably coming off We Are the World, Part-Time Lover, all of that.
Right.
Stevie was putting them out frequently, still in the 80s, man. What the hell was that
Crazy,
like?
crazy.
Yeah,
It's just like,
Man, we gotta
and that
really
was amazing to me. You know, I didn't hear you. I'm
listen.
sorry.
No,
you
no,
broke up one second.
you broke up a little bit when you start over for a second. You said it was crazy rocking with
I would say
Stevie.
it's crazy because we became friends with Stevie Wonder. It's like, yo, I'm sitting here talking to Stevie Wonder. Like, what is this like? Yo, this is crazy right now. And he's getting ready to get on. And he's like, yo, I'm about to go kill it. What? Like, for,
Yo,
Uh,
one thing about Stevie
so
Wonder, he
it was
always has
amazing.
mad jokes.
Yo, all the time, all the time. Yo, Stevie Wonder's hilarious, yo.
Word,
He's a real guy. He's a real dude, man.
absolutely.
Definitely.
that's
But
one of the
you're
best.
looking at the people you grew up with that these were the idols. I met Earth, Wind, and Fire, man. I almost passed out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you start to meet these legends with you. You know?
For sure, for sure.
Tron,
Nah,
who's the
I get what
illest
you're
person
saying.
you met? Who's the illest person you met? Because everybody
Mhm.
come to Dave's show.
Ooh, I mean, let's just say last week Elon Musk was there. Like, I'm just saying,
Ah.
like, it's just ill, like next level. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to think who. I'll tell you a story. I told you who gassed my whole head up. Like, I literally was like, we had a show in New York, and I walk in the backstage, and I see Rihanna in there, and I was like, oh shit. So I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I told my tour manager, I was like, introduce me. So he was like, oh, this is our DJ Trauma. And she's like, I know who DJ Trauma is.
Yeah.
And I was just like, she hit me with the Riri charm. I was just like, and
Oh,
I was just like, I was just sitting there like, you because she had come to the radio station when she was like 15, but like, this was like 2 years ago. I couldn't believe it. So that she definitely gassed me. I definitely was sitting there like,
facts.
Nice.
Really, no, she do it. Everybody, we getting ready for DJ Green Lantern. He's rigging his set. He's gonna be here soon to tear it down. I
that's gonna be
believe he's
dope.
gonna take it to like all of the mixtape joints, man. Green Lantern mixtapes was something special.
It's an
He's gonna take it
invasion.
to man. Tron, tell us some of your memories of going and getting the mixtapes. I know you came to New York and shopped in LA and you've been all over getting mixtapes
Man,
back in those days.
it's weird because I'm from New York.
Yeah.
Most people know me from Atlanta, but I'm from New York, so I didn't even know that it was anything special. This is what you did. Like, yo, oh, somebody's about to drop. Let's go check out. Let's go get that mixtape. You know what I'm saying? We were so ingrained in it. It didn't seem like something special at the time. It was just like, yo, we got to stay up on the new, or we got to know what's popping, what's the new heat. So that's what it was. Going up to
We
Harlem and getting the tapes.
had to go up to Harlem, man, right around the corner from the Apollo. Right there. There we go. Harlem. I
Yep.
was going
25th
everywhere,
Street.
man. I was such a junkie for mixtapes, man. I was living in Queens, so of course, I went to Jamaica Avenue, 165th, and then I was shopping. But it might be some times when I'm at work and we hear that the new mixtape just dropped. So I ain't gonna go all the way. I was working in Manhattan. I was like, I ain't going all the way back to Queens. I jump on that A train, go right to Harlem, or I might go to
125th.
Canal. Canal is just a little bit late with the tapes, though. You know what I'm saying? I always
Right.
find it was just a little bit, maybe like 2-3 days
Behind.
off.
Mhm.
125th, Jamaica Avenue, they was getting it. It felt like Jamaica Avenue was getting it as soon as the DJs finished pressing them up.
Drop it.
125th
Hmm.
had them, man, and this is through the mixtape circuit where we heard like all of the that was really the litmus test, man. The mixtapes was
Absolutely.
the litmus test for what was hot. Nowadays, like they judge an artist who's hot by like how many Instagram followers you have, or what's your streams. But when the
Hmm.
mixtape circuit was really at its peak, man, we was judging on like who was getting played in the streets. If you went to 125th Street and you ain't hear a particular artist, they wasn't popping, man.
No,
They hitting.
at all.
This is
Hmm.
how 50 blew up so big, man, because when Fifth first came out, it was just like, God
They were
damn,
flooding.
everywhere, every weekend,
Hmm.
and they stayed, they stayed on their ass, man. It was like every week They was dropping either new freestyle, a new tape, a new song. They just was going. And if you really kept your ear to the streets, like whatever mixtape store you have, and you know all of the dope mixtape stores is right by the clothing store. So even if you wasn't really into mixtapes like that, which I don't know how you could not have been, like in the late '90s, early 2000s, especially being in New York. But say you going to buy some sneakers, or you going just to get a fitted, like my guys have on, you want to fit it like them. You going past the store and you hearing all of this music, like, yo, who is that? Who is that? Who is that?
Hmm.
That was
For
fair.
sure. It's
That
funny
was,
because like I moved from New York in '91, so I was in Atlanta, and to see the Atlanta mixtape game like pop off, I remember when Drama like first did his first Gangsta Grills,
mhm.
and when he did it, it was like I think he did it for my radio station's birthday bash, and it popped off, and I remember being like, yeah, you need to do more of those joints. It was in the streets, and then it's crazy how even the Gangsta Grill, the Little John, the Gangsta Grizzles,
Mhm.
that even came about because he had Little John host, and then he didn't have another host for the next one, so he chopped that saying up and just started using it as a drop, and then that became the signature, the
Right.
signature
Yeah.
sound. It was kind of dope seeing
Hmm.
Ti come up and Jeezy and those mixtapes being in Atlanta because I was like right in it. So it was that time was special. What was that? Was probably like early 2000s.
Yeah, that was early
Hmm.
2000.
Yeah.
Goddamn Jeezy, when
Crazy. It's crazy.
besides Fifth, I ain't never seen nobody take the streets like how the Snowman did it.
Yeah, nah.
Hmm.
Off of just that one tape, man. Like,
He
Yeah.
those two mixtapes that he dropped back to back, that was just like it was
Hmm.
crazy in Atlanta. Like it was like I just remember being on my radio show and just playing like 10 Jeezy joints, like easily. Like not easily having to
Right.
hit coach, like I need the clean edits.
Back back
I
to
need the
back.
clean edits,
Yeah.
yo. I, I need the mixtape clean edits.
Yep.
it was serious, man. And then
Hmm.
one of the DJs who I don't think gets enough credit when we speak about the guys who was heavy in the mixtape game was my man DJ Jelly.
Oh
Remember
yeah, Jelly
DJ
for sure.
Jelly?
Yeah.
Big On,
Hmm.
they had the store down there.
For sure.
We was going to the
Hmm.
store and we was copping, man. I knew, like, I ain't know everywhere in Atlanta to go to get the tapes, but I knew that Jelly and On, they had it right there in
They
the mix.
they
Hmm.
literally laid out the groundwork for Atlanta mixtape game because Jelly had been doing tapes, and you really couldn't get down south music like anywhere except on those tapes. So they like laid the blueprint in the '90s of like mixtapes. Jelly, King Edward J, like that whole down south sound. They laid the blueprint in the '90s, and then Drama came and just took it to another level. But like they definitely laid the blueprint. They had the stores. I forgot he had a bunch of record stores, and you knew you get your tapes from there. They would also like replicate tapes, and they also had the artists. You know, was it Sammy Sam? They had oh man, what's his name? Who had the I can't think of his name. Baby, this is the
Oh,
worst. But I
nah,
can't
it's
really think of
all
his name. But
nah, it's all good, man. They say Green Lantern is ready to do his thing. Trom, I
yeah, I'm
think you gotta.
excited.
I know you don't really get no breaks, but you got about 2 weeks or a little less than 2 weeks just to take a break, and then I know you probably on the road for the rest
Had
of
it.
the year and the rest of next year, man. So
Nah, I had it.
man, I look forward to
Mhm.
coming to the shows and seeing you do your thing, and of course seeing Dave. Thank
For
you
sure.
for everything, man. Thank you for coming on. When we do part
Definitely
two, we
appreciate
definitely
you.
gotta get it. Definitely gotta get a set because
Oh
you be
yeah, for sure.
sledgehammering them sets, man.
No,
Yo,
definitely. Yeah.
Charm is something different
Yeah.
Mhm.
on them turntables,
Let's
man.
do it. Let's do it. Make
Yes,
sure anybody
yes,
who's
sir.
watching follow me right now at DJ Trauma. I do my rhythm and brunch mixes, which is more like R&B and just feel good music during the weeks, and
Right.
then on the weekends, like tonight, late tonight, I'm gonna do like some reggae. So, I do reggae sets on the
Okay.
weekends. So old school reggae joints. So, follow me on my Twitch at DJ Trauma and become part of the Trauma unit.